One of the biggest questions you're probably asking yourself if you're considering moving to Winston-Salem is, what's affordability like? Can I go ahead and get there and get everything I would like in my budget? We know things have changed a lot with COVID, with inflation the last couple of years. So stick around, we're gonna jump into, is Winston-Salem still affordable in 2025? Hey guys, I'm Joel and welcome back to another episode of Driving Triad. If you're new to the channel, we discuss real estate, lifestyle, and golf right here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So if those are things that interest you, go ahead and make sure that you subscribe, click the bell for further notifications, and make sure you're not missing out on anything Driving Triad. So let's jump right into our biggest cost and the one you guys are probably most interested in, the housing. All of our data here has come from Redfin as of June 2025. So, we're gonna make sure that we're trying to keep things apples to apples. For the average price nationwide for the United States, we're looking at about $450,000. If you're looking at other Southeast cities like Nashville, it's about $475,000. Atlanta's in that $415,000 range. And then here locally in North Carolina, Raleigh's about $460,000 and Charlotte is about $425,000, which leaves you wondering, right? Well, what's the cost in Winston? That's what I'm here for. The average cost according to Redfin 2025 is about $292,000. And when we're looking at our local MLS, that average is usually hovering somewhere in that $300,000 price range. So, when you look at those, we're fairly affordable compared to other comparable cities here in the Southeast. And yes, I know some of those other cities are bigger, but it's a great value when you compare it to those other places. When we first, prior to COVID, our average price point was closer to $210,000 to $220,000. So yes, it has increased almost 50%, but that's just where we're living here at the moment. I know interest rates are higher, which would go ahead and reflect that a little bit, but when you're looking at it from one city to another, you're still a pretty good value. And when you're going ahead and looking at rental rates, I don't really handle a whole lot of rentals, but a one-bedroom apartment here in Winston-Salem, on average is gonna go a little bit over $1,100. Again, it's much higher than what we're used to, but if you're looking at the national average again, according to apartments.com, their average one bedroom, one bath rental now nationwide is about $1,600. So either way you slice it, whether you're purchasing or whether you're looking to rent before you buy, Winston-Salem's offering a much better value here than a lot of other places in the Southeast. So definitely something that you should make sure to check out. If you're considering moving here, always come and visit first, guys. Don't just go ahead and go on what anybody on the internet's telling you. Come here and visit, see if you actually like the city. But if this is a spot for you, we're in a pretty good value proposition. All right, so we've gotten the big one out of the way. Housing's done, we know what we're looking at there. But there are certainly other costs that are gonna affect your day-to-day life and how affordable, a certain city is. So when we're talking about this, we're gonna talk about our cost of living index, where the average across the country is about 100. And so Winston-Salem falls at about 91%, making about 9% more affordable than the rest of the country. Other local cities like Charlotte and Raleigh are gonna be much closer to our national average there. So if you're breaking that down a little bit further, our cost of groceries are about 3% less here than the national average. Transportation's about 8% less. Healthcare is slightly higher than that, even though healthcare is a big employer here within the city of Winston-Salem with Atrium Healthcare, Wake Forest, Novant, everywhere under the sun. You pretty much know somebody here that's involved in healthcare. So when you look at all that and you're comparing it city to city, to comfortably live in Winston-Salem, you're gonna need about $52,000 for an individual, where if you're comparing that to Charlotte or Nashville, you're gonna be closer to $65,000 to $70,000. So again, Winston, it's more expensive than it used to be, but it's in a much better place than a lot of other cities that you may be considering. So bottom line here is your dollar's gonna stretch a little bit farther, gonna get a little bit better bang for your buck. So Winston should definitely be on your radar. You might be saying, Joel, I get it. It's a cheaper city than other places in the Southeast like Nashville and Atlanta and other national cities as well. But what else is going on there? Why should I move there? Well, I'm gonna tell you, there's a ton going on. We have a great, vibrant art scene, if that's something that interests you, from the Southeast Center for Contemporary Arts to the Renolda House to River Run Film Festival, Artivity on the Green and the whole arts district down there near Trade Street. The list goes on and on there. It's a big community for the arts, something that we're very proud of. There's also a ton of new companies investing here in the Triad in general. You have the Toyota battery plant, which is a multi-billion-dollar project. You have Nucor Steel, who's coming in and spending about $500 million. Siemens Rail is coming into Lexington as well. Boom Supersonic Jets. You have another aviation project that's just beginning, multi-billion dollars. So there are jobs coming to our area. You have a great healthcare system with Atrium and Novant. So you have plenty of options there. We already mentioned the biomed research and that going on at Wake Forest University. We have tons of universities, and when you're speaking of that, to go ahead and make sure that we have a very talented workforce here for you in the future, including Wake Forest University, Winston-Salem State University, Salem College, Forsyth Tech, so we're not forgetting about our technical degrees and trades programs and things of that nature as well. Winston has been a smaller, sleepy town for a long time, but now in the Southeast, we're really kind of spreading our wings and people are taking notice. So that's why we've seen our cost of living jump a little bit, because the secret's out. You also have major employers here like Krispy Kreme having headquarters here. So it's not just the little mom and pop places. There's, Hanes brands, more and more people are investing here in the Triad. Forbes magazine, several years here recently, has ranked the state of North Carolina as the #1 state for business, both by attracting new businesses in here, incentivizing those companies to invest in North Carolina, and just a great leadership team that's made all that possible. And those are just a couple things. If you're somebody who enjoys the outdoors, Winston-Salem is for you. I can't say it any other way. If you're a golfer like me, there's tons of different places to go check out. A lot of great local country clubs, municipal tracks, semi-private, they're everywhere. From Grandover Resort to Bryan Park, to Tanglewood, Forsyth Country Club, Old Town Club, High Point Country Club, Lexington Golf Club. There's lots of different places to go check out for that, which all present their own unique challenges there. Our park system is amazing. If you haven't watched our video on our different parks here locally, you should definitely go check that out. But within, a 30-minute drive, you have different places like Pilot Mountain State Park. You have Quarry Park, Salem Lake. You have all of our greenways and things of that nature as well. So tons of different options if you're an outdoor enthusiast. Plus we get all 4 seasons here. So you're going to get a mild spring and fall here. Summertime's a little bit hot, but even in the winter, we will get the occasional snow. This is the first one we've had in years down here, but typically we usually get 1 or 2 snows a year. So if you're somebody who likes to see a change of scenery, throughout the year, Winston-Salem is gonna be the place for that. You're gonna get all 4 seasons and really get to enjoy your life outside of your 4 walls. You might be asking yourself, okay, I get it. Winston's a great area. Who's moving here though? So according to Redfin in 2024, people that were relocating to Winston-Salem, 60% came from higher cost states. We're talking California, New York, Illinois, some parts of Texas. When you're looking at cities, who's coming here? DC, New York, LA, San Antonio. Those are the people who are moving to Winston-Salem, because you can still get most of your big city amenities, but just in a much smaller package with that small town feel, and you're not fighting the everyday hassle of traffic, congestion, things of that nature. Air qualities, here we go. Get outside. I told you we love it outside. So you got good air quality. All right, so in conclusion, yes, I think Winston-Salem is still affordable in 2025. It is certainly more expensive than it has been in the past, but it's a great option for a lot of folks. If you're curious more about, specific properties, neighborhoods, or areas around the city and suburbs, this is where we come in. We'd love to be your resource here. You can always reach me on my cell phone, 336-582-9210, or shoot me an email, joel@sandmanrealtync.com. We help people relocate here from different states all the time, and we'd love to be that resource for you. So thank you so much for checking out another episode of Driving Triad. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe, click the bell for further notifications, and don't miss anything future Driving Triad. Take care, guys.